What's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Everyday Real Talk with Michelle. And today I want to talk about something that I've been learning lately that I didn't actually realize I was learning, and that's fear versus discernment. And I say that because it's actually been coming to me in dreams that I've been having in different scenarios. And I finally figured out what it meant and what's being shown to me. And discernment is just another way of saying that that's your intuition, your inner voice talking to you. So what if the thing that you keep calling fear is actually your intuition trying to show you, trying to slow you down? And that's what I feel like I'm being shown. And I've actually been practicing using my discernment, but I didn't realize that's what I was doing. It's been some situations to where I couldn't tell what the difference was, and it just caused some confusion with me. Such as I'm into astrology. I listen to readings, collective, and to my personal horoscope. And so I would get messages saying I need to protect myself. I need to pay more attention to what's going on around me. Um, Not everything is what it seems. And it got me to a place to where I'm anxious. I'm questioning everything, like a panicky fear mode, right? But what I learned is that discernment doesn't feel like panic. It doesn't feel like fear. It's calm. It's not going to be dramatic and loud. That's not discernment. But the confusion will come because they both can feel kind of the same, because you get to wondering, am I holding myself back on doing something because I'm scared? And is that scaredness coming from fear, or is it coming from something doesn't feel right about it? Something feels off about it. And that's where the difference is going to come in at. And I'm pretty sure we've all had that. You've had that feeling too about things. I know I have about quite a few things. And that's using your discernment. It's not reacting out of fear. You're taking time to actually connect with that feeling to see what it feels like. And I can give you two examples of when I use my discernment that I can think of, right? It's been other times also, but right offhand, something I can give you that I don't mind sharing about is when I was planning my solo trip in Sedona. There was this Jeep that I saw that I wanted to rent, because I've always wanted to just ride in a Jeep with a top back, kind of the Jada Pinkett scene at the end of Set It Off. I wanted to do something like that. But I saw this Jeep and it was really cheap, nice looking Jeep. It was a recent model Jeep, if that's what you call it. And the company that had it, I hadn't heard of them before, but they were on a site that I frequent when I rent rental cars. And so I didn't get it right away. I held off on it a couple of days. Every time I went back, it was there. Now, I could take this a sign of, hey, I see this Jeep. I've always wanted to do this. The price is good. Even though you don't know the rental car agency, hey, don't worry about that. This is for you. Now I could have rushed and did that, but instead I decided to pause and sit with that feeling about, how do I feel about this rental car agency, because I've never heard of them before. And 9 times out of 10, when something is too good to be true, it is. And so I didn't get it. So that was just a no for me. And at the same time as well, when I was planning this trip, I saw this Airbnb that the price was right on it. The location I didn't know too much about. It wasn't many good reviews on it. I don't know. And I kind of sat with the idea. Now, keep in mind too, this was my first solo trip, so there was some anxiousness there around even doing this. But at the same time, it was excitement around it because I was doing it. But I didn't rush and rent it when I found it. I wanted to think about it some more. And so that's what I did, but when I went back again, it was gone. I was kinda down about it. But the other side of that is I found one that turned out to be just as good as that one, if not better, because it had more of the amenities that I wanted in an area that I wanted to be in. And so sometimes, your discernment is not gonna always be a no. Sometimes it may be a not right now. Pause for a minute. Just hold off. But whatever's for you is not gonna miss you. And as long as you know that, you know you're not making a wrong decision on anything. And I also understand that sometimes growth makes you second guess your decisions on things. And you can start analyzing those things instead of making a decision, which is not a negative thing either. Because I would say analyzing also allows you to sit with your thoughts on things. You're actually getting the pros and cons of doing certain things. If you're not just comfortable with trusting your discernment right away, or you still struggling with the difference between discernment and fear. Not to the point to where you're overthinking things, but you are actually having some valid reasons as to why or why not I should make a move doing this. That's gonna give you your validation as well. And it also helps you to stop forcing clarity and stop forcing the idea that you need proof for things. Because you're not gonna always have proof. And you're allowed to know that not knowing should be enough. It's just that learning to trust yourself and what you feel. You're allowed to not have everything figured out and letting that be enough for you. Everything is not going to give you solid proof, but that shouldn't stop you from moving forward, trusting yourself. Trust that feeling that you have. That's going to give you your proof that I feel like I'm doing the right thing. That's not being rushed and it's not coming from a panic feel. It's not being forced or me feeling like if I don't do it now, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be gone. I'm gonna miss this opportunity. Those are the times when you really need to stop and wait. Because not everything that looked right for me was right for me. If it didn't feel right, that's what I gotta go on. I can't go on what looks right. I gotta go on what feels right. That's for me. I don't know about for you guys, but that's for me. That's what I go by. The feeling. To give you some examples, fear feels rushed. It wants the answers immediately. It creates pressure and it has to be over explained and you overthink about it. But with discernment, it doesn't feel rushed. You don't need validation. It's not panic and you can observe. You got time to observe and see how you feel. Fear tries to solve and discernment just notices. And I know this because I noticed it with myself when a lot of times I would try to talk myself into different decisions by overthinking or making reasons for myself why I should hurry up and do something instead of just trusting my feeling. And I was trying to just make myself align with things instead of just feeling my way into it. And I realized I wasn't just making decisions. I was negotiating with myself, trying to convince myself into things, convince myself to do things. So the lesson in this is you don't always have to chase things. You don't have to explain your pauses to yourself. And you don't have to move just because something is available. Sometimes the most aligned thing you can do is nothing. Just wait. Just not even just wait. It's just nothing. But I'm going to end it right there. And before I go, I want to give you guys some reflection questions for you to write down and answer. And you don't have to answer them right away. This is another time you can use your discernment. Write it down. Think about it and see how you feel about the question and what answer you want to give. And then just come back and answer it at that time. And that's going to give you your most honest, the most honest answer you can give yourself. Okay, the first question is, when you feel hesitation, do you label it as fear or actually sit with it? The second question is, do your decisions feel rushed or grounded? Are you trying to figure things out or are you allowing yourself to feel them first? And the last one is, have you ever ignored a quiet feeling and later realized it was right? So guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Everyday Real Talk. I thank you for tuning back in. This one was kind of short, but it was still informative. I invite you to like the video. If you like the content, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I release new videos. And I will talk to you guys next time. Love you. Bye-bye.